teach a program for the University of North Carolina Kenan-Flagler School of Business on implementing strategy. And one of the first things I share with students in that program is one of my favorite quotations about strategy, which is this: if words could sue for defamation of character, strategy would be first in court. Fact of the matter is that people massively overuse the term strategy, and it can define everything from getting paper in the copier to the direction of the organization. So for our purposes, I'll simply define strategy as what the organization needs to do. Strategy is about what, and then of course tactics are about how. So for our purposes in this discussion, strategy is about what an organization is going to do, and in order to implement that strategy, several factors have to occur. Number one, you have to be able to clarify your strategy. Most of the time, organizations put together grand and lofty strategy statements that are not understood by anybody except the people in the boardroom when it was created. And then it's looked at by the rest of the organization like it's Sanskrit or something. So for the most part, organizations need to speak in terms of how it will cascade throughout an organization and what it means to frontline professionals to bring that strategy to life. Clarifying your strategy in common language using vivid terms that everybody can understand is critical. Secondly, you've got to get great alignment on that strategy. Alignment is about getting a clear line of sight between top management and what's expected from frontline professionals in the organization. How do you get people behaving strategically if they don't understand and aren't aligned with that strategy? So getting clear on what are the behaviors, what are their expectations, how do they carry out those behaviors, and getting focused on putting that together in a way that's meaningful for the organization is part two, alignment. So if you start with clarifying, then go to alignment, then the third thing you need to do is get accountabilities right. In order for something to happen in an organization, it must be somebody's job. So everybody has to have some kind of accountability for their behaviors, the outcomes that they achieve, and how they're going to make that come to life. You've probably heard the old saying, what gets measured gets done, and never has that been truer than when it comes to implementing strategy. So getting the right measures in place that help you to make sure that you're on target to achieving that strategy is critical. The key to doing that is to make sure that you measure outputs for people, that you measure the outcomes that people are trying to achieve. Don't measure the activities or the inputs. That'll be simply measuring micromanagement. What you want to do is measure the outcomes and give people flexibility to make that strategy come to fruition in the way that feels good for them, that they can be a part of it. So measure the outcomes of what you want your strategy to achieve, and you'll find success along measuring. So don't be the kind of organization that makes people want to say that strategy could sue for defamation of character. Get clear on that strategy. Focus on implementation. I wrote an article for Forbes a couple of years ago called The 3 C's of Strategy Implementation, and the last C was about cascading. This particular video has been all about how do you cascade strategy throughout your organization and how do you make it work so that you reach your goals. Be the kind of company that implements strategy well, not the kind of company that has strategy sit in binders on your shelves.